Hey everyone, this is Grace from Kapwing, and I've got another trend alert for you today. This one is the most recent eye transition to sweep the land of TikTok, and it shows how beautiful everyone's eyes are and how good the quality of your back camera is. Even though there's instructions on the sound itself for how to do the trend, not gonna lie, it's not the easiest trend I've done, and it took me many tries to get it. So in this tutorial, I'm gonna give you tips for actually doing it to make the process a little easier, and then I'll also give you a second alternative way to make the video for this trend that is slightly easier because you're not doing it in TikTok and have more editing capabilities. Before I get into it, make sure to hit that subscribe button and notifications bell to stay up to date with all the TikTok trends and trend alerts we have for you, and to join our awesome community of modern creators. Now, let's get started. Okay, so we're in a little bit of a different setup today because I want to screen record my phone as I'm doing this and also show you what I physically look like from another person's perspective so that you can see and get tips for like how to actually hold your phone and all that. Before you even get started, you want to think about your lighting a little bit because it works best and you get the best results if you have some sort of natural or synthetic light source that's directed at your eye. You definitely don't need a ring light. I'm just using a ring light because it's super gray and cloudy outside and dark, but I think most people in videos I've seen have been using just the sun, just face the sun or face a window or just be in a space where there's a lot of light. So I'll first show you how to do this all in TikTok, and then I'll also show you a potentially easier way that is more forgiving if you get frustrated with the TikTok version or you just want to make it outside of TikTok. To do this in TikTok, you first want to head to TikTok, go to the search bar and search for eye transition. One of the first videos should be the one that we're talking about. Go to the sound by clicking the bottom right corner. Click the bottom button that says use this sound. And right now you can see that the inverted effect is on. You don't want any effects on, so just click that little slash with the circle and then flip it to your front camera. So now you're gonna film the first clip, and to do that you're going to just hold down the record button and zoom in as you're recording so that your eye becomes pretty much the center of the screen, and then at the very end of that clip you're gonna close your eyes. I'm gonna be facing this ring light.
New transition idea? Zoom in on your eye using the front camera, then switch to the back camera and use invert filter.
Okay, so that was the first clip. Now for the second clip, you want to flip the camera back to the back camera, and then you want to zoom in a bit, and that will make sure that when you actually film your eye in the second clip, it's a lot more zoomed in than it would be if you hadn't done that. So then click the effects. You want to put the invert effect on, which is the one with the two arrows switching. Tap the screen to actually invert the video. So everything is opposite of what it actually is. And this is where it can get a little tricky because when you're lining up your eye for the second part, everything is reversed, so it's harder to line up. And if it gets really frustrating, then you can try the easier method, which I go over in the second part of this video. I've also found that it's a lot easier with a mirror. Other people have gotten it without using mirror too, so you can try that, but I got really frustrated, so I'd highly recommend using a mirror. Okay, so we got the invert effect on, and now for the second clip, hold it up to your eye and try to match the same position you ended your clip in. When it starts, you're closing your eyes and then you open them. Another tip is to look straight ahead when you open your eyes. Don't try to look at the camera. I also hold my camera like this with my finger in front of it, so I found that's easier to record with. So now that we filmed both clips, we're gonna go and adjust them so that they're trimmed down and perfectly aligned for the transition part where you're blinking your eye. So click the adjust clips button and then click each clip. The first one should end when you're blinking down, and then the second one should start with you open your eye. All right, so this is what I made just now. As you can see, it's not perfectly lined up, so this will take like probably multiple tries to line up, but I think this one's pretty good, so I'm gonna finish up. You can add other elements in your TikTok project as usual, and then just click next and post it. Some other tips I have are if you want to play around with the light, that can often yield some really interesting results. I did a version where instead of facing the ring light front on, I did it more from the side and then filmed this way, so the light was coming to my eye eye at the side. And this is the result. It was pretty cool. You can see a lot more depth in the eye. Some people have been using macro lenses on their phones to get really zoomed in picture. And so for example, this one, the person said in the comments that they had used a macro lens. And then the third thing that might help is to use some sort of tripod for your phone to hold while you're filming, so that it's like one less thing to worry about. This is a phone tripod that I have that you can get for pretty cheap, so you can try that out too. If you do have tips that you found through doing this transition on your own, drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear how you're doing this and what other advice you have to give to other creators. Now, I know from experience that this can be really frustrating to do in TikTok, and it will probably take you many tries to get completely right. So here's another easier method to do this trend and make a video that I have found. Essentially, you do it on your regular phone camera and then put the clips together in a video editor. So Kapwing is a completely online video editor that we actually have made a template for, where there's the sound for this trend already on the template. So all you have to do is upload your clips and edit them together. And I'll go over how to use it in a second. So the first thing you want to do is make sure your lighting is right again. And then to film the first clip, you can just use your regular phone camera, use your front-facing camera. And I found that on iPhone, you can't actually zoom in with your front-facing camera. So you can just start out farther away and then move your camera closer to your eye. And then for the second one, you still need to flip it because the back camera does have much better quality. But one huge benefit of doing it this way is you don't have to deal with the inverted filter. I would still recommend using a mirror and then do the same thing where you're holding your phone up to your eye and then click record and film. So once you have those two clips, we're gonna put them into the Kapwing template. You can use this on your phone or computer since it's completely online. And to get to it, click the first link in the description. Once you get to the template, just go ahead and click make it. And you're brought into the editor. So as you can see that this sound is already attached, and this is just an image, so you can click delete on that immediately. Now the first step is to hit upload and upload your two clips that you just filmed. Now once they're in the editor, they're probably going to upload with one on each line. So you want to make sure that you drag the second clip to the end of the first clip. Now you can see that the sound is split into two clips actually, and that's because this first clip ends where the exact transition should happen. So you can trim down your clips to match the length of these two parts of the sound. So this first part of the sound should be the same length as the first clip where you're closing your eye at the end. To trim down the clips, you can just click and drag the end down to the part that you want, and make sure that first clip ends when you're closing your eye. So I've done the first clip. Now I'm gonna line up the second clip by trimming it down so that it starts when my eye is closed. If you wanna mute the clips of the original sound, click the clip and then go over here to the right side and make sure the volume is all the way down. Now, as you can see, my two clips, my eye is not completely in the same spot. So in this second clip, my eye is a little more close up than in the first clip. So I'm going to resize this by dragging the purple dots at the corners and then moving the clip to the middle and lining up exactly where my eye is in the beginning and then the second part. Awesome, so my clips are now lined up. This is what the transition looks like. Another thing you might want to do is add filters potentially, or just change the lighting in your clip to bring out more of the color of your eye. To do that, you can click the clip and then go over here to adjust. And you have things for brightness, contrast, saturation, and then there's even filters in this tab. So I'm just gonna increase the brightness, contrast, and saturation a slight amount. And then once you're ready to finish up, click the export video red button in the corner. Your project will load for a few moments, and then your video will be done. If you see a watermark in the corner, you can remove that for free just by signing into your Kapwing account. And then to save the video, click download in the corner here, and you can post it wherever you want. Thanks for watching this video. If you have any other tips or advice to give to other creators, I'd love to hear what you have to say down in the comments below. Also add any questions you might still have or feedback. And don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with all the TikTok trends. Thanks for sticking with me today, and I'll see you in the next one.